All right, we are here at Lynn English. This is stop number 3. Second year coach LaFratta. Year 2 is about to be underway. Man, how excited are you? Getting the pads on pretty soon, full pads on soon. But how's it been so far? Is it like 4 days now?
Yeah, I think we're into today's our 5th practice, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, we started last Friday.
Yes, sir. So, I mean, not too much of a turnover for your team. Got a lot of guys coming back, but so far in these early practices, what have you seen from these guys? I know they put a lot of work in during the offseason, but as practice started, what have you seen from these guys that's got you excited for this season?
I'm really loving our energy right now. We told the guys out the chute that this year we need to take bigger steps. We need to move a lot faster. There has to be a sense of urgency, and they brought that energy. They're asking questions. They want to make sure everything's right. From our coaching standpoint, we're not really taking those baby steps. We've been preaching about trying to get better every single day, and the kids have been taking that to heart. Every day we're finishing with sprints and conditioning and hitting the sled, and these guys they're clapping each other up and supporting one another. So the energy's been phenomenal, and I'm really liking where we're at.
And this is like the early phases of, because the football season is such a long season, and the early phases of putting the team together and then game planning. But as far as like your skill wise, because from my point of view, I think the biggest strength of this team is the offensive line, the front seven. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean we have our core linemen back. We have lost a couple pieces, but we definitely have some big boys up front. They have to bring that sense of urgency though. They have to understand that a lot of other teams have big boys too.
Yeah.
So we need to be very physical up front, but I do like what we have coming back from last year. But we're very deep also in our skill positions, and we've been having a good quarterback battle, and I think we're strong all the way around. These guys just have to make sure they go out and execute.
Yeah, momentum is such a key thing. You guys picked up some momentum in the season, especially defensively, because there was some games it was hard for some teams to score on you guys. What are you looking for your defense? Offense put aside, but defensively, I know that's what wins games is the defense. So what are you looking for the defense? Because you guys did make a lot of progress later on in the season. Even in the Thanksgiving game, you guys held probably the leading rusher in the conference to probably under 20 yards or so. What are you excited about this defense?
Like I said before, it's guys coming back, so it's not like they're learning anything new. You need to go through those early steps of practice, kind of remember it's been a long off season, right? So they need those reminders, those refreshers. But our defense definitely came on very strong at the end of the year last year. These guys love playing defense. So, you tell them it's a defensive practice, the energy gets even higher than it normally is. So they love to play on that side of the football. We're very lucky. We have a very good coaching staff. I've said it before, Coach Ely is a great defensive coordinator, and he's got great game plans and great schemes. And, our guys bring that energy, but I think a big component, who am I supposed to cover? What is my assignment on this play? They do it, and they can just play ball, and I think that speaks volumes about their growth from last year.
Yeah, and for yourself going into year 2, what were some things that you kind of took away as being a first-year head coach that you've kind of looked over and will kind of help you in like some stuff that you've seen that helped you grow during the offseason and coming into year number 2?
It's a good question. I think the biggest thing for me was the sense of urgency. You come into practice and you try to tell the guys, you try to coach them up and make sure they understand we got time, it's okay, we're going to make mistakes, but you really don't have as much time as you think you do. We got a great opponent on Saturday in Marblehead for our first scrimmage, and Lawrence is a strong program that's been building, and they're our first week 1 game. So I think for me it's like that sense of urgency. You can't be really ever satisfied. You have to, every practice, you can have a good practice, but it needs to be even better the next day. And, during the off season, just preaching the guys, if you want to get to the level of some of these other teams, you got to put in the work, and you got to take every day very seriously and put your best foot forward.
Yeah, and for head coaches, I know they always jot down goals, like team goals and stuff. What are like some stuff that head coaches jot down for themselves as they like evaluate the past season and then they move forward? Like, what are just some things they evaluate and just like try to set the goals for themselves as a head coach?
I think one of the biggest things, like my goal is to be more efficient in everything we do. Again, to strive to constantly improve. So, when we look at our film, when we look at our practices, kind of reevaluate every single day. I think sometimes, last year, like I said, got maybe a little complacent where you end practice and you're like going home and say, okay, practice is over. This year, I want to go home and say, all right, what did we do good today? What did we do bad today? How can we fix that? Because that's what the kids deserve. They're out there working hard every single day. So, you need to constantly look to where you can improve. And that's the biggest thing for me. And when I'm trying to evaluate myself is, what did we do well? What can we do better? And how do we get better?
Yeah, definitely. And the schedule, unlike last year, there's a lot of early home games. Early home games, you get to open up a Friday second game against Lawrence, but just having those early home games, what does it do for those guys? Because playing at home is always a lot easier than getting on the bus. You got to travel so much, and then it's kind of like, now you're here. All you got to do is get on the bus and go to Manning.
Right.
And get ready.
Yeah. I think just, having that, being able to go right down the road to Manning, a place these guys have been playing at, a lot of them their whole lives. You got that familiar home territory. You don't have to take the long bus ride. The energy stays up because you're only going 5 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
I think that's going to do well for us. I'm hoping it does.
Yeah.
Knowing we don't have to take these long rides, so like Methuen last year or Everett or Revere. I think just being home, you get a little bit more comfortable, and these guys will be more comfortable. Last year, a lot of them had never played varsity football before. So everything will be a lot calmer for them, not only because they've played a season, but they'll start the year at home.
Yeah, definitely. September 8th, you got Lawrence. This is the first time these two teams have played, and I can't even remember the last time these two teams played together. But that weekend is also a great weekend because you got every Lynn team is playing that weekend at Manning Field. I don't think there's been a time where everybody opens their season up at home. You got two opponents playing each other, and then Classical and Tech finishes off on Saturday. But how cool is that just for all the teams and all the schools in Lynn to be opening their season of the same weekend at home?
It's awesome. I think it speaks about the city, about the tradition of the city, and how valuable football is, right? I mean, there's so many kids and schools in the city, and to have that great field, to have that great stadium, Manning Field, and every, from 5 o'clock to really 10 o'clock Friday, Saturday, it's going to be booked up with, high school kids, parents, football. I think it's awesome. I think it's really great for the city.
Yeah, definitely. You got to get to practice. They're about to get ready. But September 8th, second game of the evening at Manning Field, Lynn English, Lawrence High. 6 p.m., right?
I think it's a little 7:30 now because of the doubleheader.
Okay, all right, because they had it at 6 p.m. But
they had to move it because of the doubleheader.
All right, 7:30 p.m. Lynn English, Lawrence, be there. It's gonna be a great day of football, great weekend. Always the best time of the year. Coach, good luck on this season.
Thank you.
Stay
Appreciate
healthy.
it.
We're trying to make a state tournament run. I ain't gonna predict it for him, but they're trying. I'm gonna say
do the best we can.
Yeah,
do the
all
best
right.
we can.
We're out of here.